As Lewis Hamilton prepares for his swan song with the silver arrows, everyone is waiting to see what damage his leap to the prancing horse stable is about to do, and Red Bull's stars have unsavory things to say about it. Amid whispers of information sharing, Sergio Perez sheds light on the impending departure of Hamilton from Mercedes. He has thrown a serious accusation Hamilton's way, implying that the seven-time world champion does not have any loyalty. Checo is convinced that Lewis will be playing the role of a double agent, ready to feed Mercedes' biggest secrets to Ferrari. He said, "The dynamics will be interesting to watch from the outside. Having a driver who is moving teams, we all know how jealous the teams are at sharing information. Lewis has been many years there, and will be taking a lot of knowledge to another team. It is an interesting dynamic to watch from the outside." Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff quickly squashed any speculation of Hamilton carrying trade secrets to Ferrari in the upcoming season. But is he just trying to save face? Here's what he said about the issue. "In terms of development going forward, it's something we need to look at. When it comes to 2025, we will evaluate later in the season what it means in terms of technical information. But it's not something that bothers me at all. We have engineers that go to other teams, and the notice periods are sometimes as short as 6 months. I don't have any doubt in Lewis's integrity in terms of sharing information. We want to make sure that this is a successful season for both drivers, and for Mercedes, and all of us will give our utmost to achieve that." As Hamilton gets himself ready for a surefire switch in 2025, Perez is also eyeing potential new wheels. The Mexican racer is holding onto his Red Bull seat with bated breath, but his future rides on convincing the team to ink him a fresh contract, securing his spot for the upcoming season. Amidst a string of turbulent weekends, especially his challenging home race in Mexico last year, Perez has found himself occasionally at odds with teammate Max Verstappen, but Perez insists that his relationship with Verstappen remains amicable. "We have a good relationship," he said. "We put the team in front of us. The relationship is very good." As Formula One roars back to life in Bahrain for the season opener on February 29th, all eyes are on Red Bull to reclaim their spot at the pinnacle. But the burning question remains: who will dare to challenge their supremacy? Will it be the relentless force of Mercedes, or the revitalized vigor of Ferrari, or maybe the underdog allure of McLaren, or the sleek speed of Aston Martin? Only the desert asphalt of Bahrain will tell, at least according to Perez. "It's hard to say until we hit the track. It's such a long season that it doesn't really matter what happens in the first 3 or 4 races." Verstappen reveals that Hamilton's jump to Ferrari for 2025 didn't catch him off guard, yet he acknowledges the early bombshell timing could stir up a touch of awkwardness within the Mercedes camp as they gear up for the new season. At the unveiling of Red Bull's latest contender, Verstappen faced inquiries about his rival's headline-grabbing switch. In response, he said that it wasn't a surprise for him that they were talking, hinting at the underlying chatter preceding Hamilton's blockbuster move. He told reporters, "At the end of the day, seeing him go to Ferrari is not a surprise. If that's your goal as a kid or your dream, then you go, right? The only thing for me was that it seemed like it was a bit leaked, of course, and then they had to announce it, because to announce something that big that early in the season, I think for sure the rest of the year is a little bit awkward. Even though you have had a lot of success together as a team, you can't be included into everything anymore. But for him going to Ferrari, it's not really shocking." Hamilton's illustrious 11-year tenure at Mercedes has seen him redefine Formula One's record books, clinching 6 of his 7 world titles with the team. Their partnership seemed destined to span the entirety of the 39-year-old's F1 journey, until the bombshell revelation of his sensational switch to Ferrari surfaced, rewriting the narrative of his storied career. Verstappen asserts that it's only natural for Hamilton, like any departing driver, to be gradually excluded from certain strategic discussions and future plans as this season progresses. Still, he maintains faith that Mercedes will uphold their unwavering level of support and backing for their seasoned campaigner, despite the impending departure. For sure he has a great relationship with everyone, and especially also with Toto, but he also knows at one point, and Toto for sure will tell him like, "I'm really sorry, we've had all this success, but you can't be a part of certain meetings anymore. That's normal in F1, and it's probably a bit weird, but you're professional enough to deal with that. At the end of the day, you are professional enough to just deal with what you have. It's not like they're suddenly enemies or whatever. He has achieved so many great things with that whole team that they are still behind him. It's just at one point, you can't just share certain stuff. But once he is sitting in the car, they will still go flat out for him to try and win races as well." Ferrari finds themselves in the same predicament with Carlos Sainz, whom Hamilton is slated to replace next season. Just like Mercedes, the iconic Italian team is grappling with a quest for a performance breakthrough amidst the current ground effect regulation era, one that has been commandeered by Verstappen and Red Bull. Verstappen, in conversation with Sky Sports News, weighed in on the potential motivations behind Hamilton's forthcoming leap to Maranello. From my side, it's very difficult to know. I don't know how the current situation is, of course, at the team. I don't know what he has at the back of his mind. If it's a dream from when you were a kid, then at one point, if you've already achieved so much in the sport anyway, then why not? But then again, maybe he's spoken to Ferrari, and they've shown him stuff that we don't know, so for me, it's very difficult to answer that. Christian Horner, the team principal of Red Bull, commended the audacity behind Hamilton's strategic shift and speculated that the 7-time champion might have been enticed by something within Ferrari's fold, which he likes the look of, for the future. Horner said, "I think Ferrari are a competitive team. They've laid their marker down by hiring a driver like Lewis. It's a big decision by him to walk away from that relationship with Mercedes-Benz that's been throughout his entire career, from even before Formula One. So you've got to admire his bravery with that. But Ferrari is a great brand, and obviously, he's seen something there that he likes the look of." Speaking of Horner, here's an update on his ongoing trial. In light of the investigation into allegations of inappropriate behavior against Christian Horner, Red Bull's partner and future engine supplier Ford has issued a statement. Last week, Horner faced questioning by an independent lawyer as part of the ongoing inquiry. Horner publicly addressed these allegations during the team's car launch on Thursday, marking a pivotal moment in the unfolding saga. Red Bull recently unveiled a groundbreaking strategic and technical collaboration with American automotive titan Ford. As part of this landmark agreement, Ford will play a pivotal role in financing Red Bull Powertrain's 2026 engine, marking a huge milestone in the team's trajectory. This development coincides with Red Bull's departure from Honda at the culmination of the 2025 season, aligning with the advent of new F1 regulations. Amidst the allegations, Horner has denied all accusations, asserting his presence at the upcoming F1 testing in Bahrain ahead of the new season. In their capacity as a partner of Red Bull, Ford has now weighed in on the investigation surrounding the Red Bull team principal. Mark Rushbrook, the global head of Ford Performance Motorsport, said this to the Associated Press. "As a family company, and a company that holds itself to very high standards of behavior and integrity, we do expect the same from our partners. It appears to us, and what we've been told, was that Red Bull is taking the situation very seriously, and of course, they're worried about their brand as well. And that's why they've got an independent investigation, and until we see what truth comes out of that, it's too early for us to comment on it all." What do you think? Will Christian Horner still be the head of Red Bull by the time the season starts? And do you agree with Sergio Perez's theory about Lewis Hamilton? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for the hottest F1 news.